1971. Why did Russia say this? What happened in 1971 that has made this such a concerning issue today? Typically, Russia is a power that avoids speaking openly about the bilateral relations of other countries. Russia neither engages in rhetoric nor issues warnings lightly. However, the situation has deteriorated to the point where Vladimir Putin's Russia could not longer remain silent. Russia has issued a statement regarding Bangladesh that was a warning not just for Dhaka but for all of South Asia. It is worth noting that the situation worsened significantly following the death of student leader Sharif Usman Hadi. Following this, Islamic extremist organizations began large-scale violent protests across the country. Anti-India slogans are also being raised in these protests, which has impacted the relations between the two countries. Amidst this, the Russian ambassador stationed in Dhaka said only one thing to Bangladesh: remember 1971. When a superpower begins to remind you of history, understand that the matter is no longer just about diplomacy, but about the direction of the future. So, why is Russia concerned? What is happening in India-Bangladesh relations that required Moscow to intervene? And how do money, nuclear energy, and geopolitics intertwine in this entire story? In today's video, we'll tell you the whole truth without noise, without propaganda. So be sure to watch the video until the end. The diplomatic warning: the Russian ambassador in Dhaka, Alexander Kozin, stated openly that Bangladesh should remember what happened in 1971. He clearly reminded them how India played a decisive role in the emergence of Bangladesh as a nation. If you think about it, Indians have not forgotten about 1971 even today. We still haven't forgotten how Russia or the USSR helped India at the time. If Russia had not stopped the United States back then, the US would have attacked India to save Pakistan. That era of 1971 war is still remembered by Indians today. And this is the hallmark of a great nation. Great nations show gratitude. They are not ungrateful. However, a strange new ideology is currently unfolding in Bangladesh today. Talks of a defense pact are happening with the very Pakistan that committed genocide there. Pakistani generals are being welcomed, and an atmosphere is being created against the very India that helped Bangladesh become a country. Today, the people of Bangladesh can proudly speak the Bengali language because Bangladesh came into existence as a nation. Otherwise, Pakistan would have done here what it did in Balochistan and KPK. It would have imposed Urdu. Even Russia honestly cannot understand what has happened to the people of Bangladesh. Slogans are being raised there like, "We'll follow the path of Babur, we'll break India's seven sisters, and we'll create greater Bangladesh." This all seems beyond logic. If a question arises in your mind as to why Russia is saying such good things and why America doesn't say the same, the answer is clear. Interests are paramount. Russia has given a very large loan to Bangladesh, and when the Bangladeshi economy begins to falter, Russia fears that its money might sink. Russia provided an $11.5 billion loan to Bangladesh for the Rupur nuclear power plant. This power plant could become operational by next year. It is extremely crucial for the development of Bangladesh. In this project, Russia provided the financing and technology, Indian companies participated in the construction, and India helped at every level. But after the arrival of Muhammad Yunus, three things happened. Bangladesh became unstable, economic activity declined, GDP growth slowed down. Now, Bangladesh is increasing defense spending while debt continues to rise. Russia even suggested that interest payments should start from 2028 because the current situation is not good. Due to the violence, the garment industry is shrinking, and Bangladeshi think tanks themselves are saying that uncontrolled violence has cast a shadow over the economy. Inflation is now rising. At one point, it was 13%, and even now it is around 8%. Food items are expensive, and Bangladesh itself is saying that to reduce inflation, they'll have to import from India. In the end, Bangladesh will remain dependent on India. The final choice. Now that choice is clear. In India's path, there will be 8% GDP growth, and with Pakistan's path, there will be 1 to 2% GDP plus IMF loans. Russia's advice may be bitter, but it is necessary. Remember 1971. That is the very foundation of India Bangladesh relations.